That works so good.
Alright guys, so check it out. So what I just did there was just a quick time lapse of a lot of elbow grease that's you're gonna have to do it to do a restoration of this nature. It took probably about half hour, 45 minutes for me to do that. But so I'll tell you the whole story. So I let the body and the wing soak overnight. I just put them in the kitchen sink with some really, really hot water and some dish soap. And I put just like a coffee mug in here to hold it under the water all night. And I did that just so hopefully it would soften up the decals a little bit. And it did. I was able to pull the decals off, but as I pulled the decals off, the adhesive would stay. So got out the wife's trusty Conair and heated it up a little bit, came off beautifully. So there was a bit of residue, like glue residue left behind, especially on the big Falcon decals down the side here. And good old trusty WD-40, and got that on. I started with some paper towel, later on went to like a Scotch-Brite pad just like this. So the WD-40 works brilliantly at taking off, almost like Goo Gone would. It takes off all the adhesive that's left behind. And then if you hit it with the Scotch-Brite like this is quite abrasive, and it'll kind of works mechanically along with the chemical to really help get all that stuff off. So that worked really well, just tons of elbow grease involved. And if you're going to use a Scotch-Brite, make sure you don't scratch up your windows because you want to keep them nice and clear. But long story short, that is it. So, and I trimmed up a few little bits here and there that were looking pretty rough. So, so there it is. It's ready for paint, really. I went back downstairs. Now, of course, I just covered this whole body in WD-40 and like scrubbed it in there. So if you were to try and paint it in this condition, your paint will not stick. It'll fisheye, it'll do all sorts of weird things. So when you do a step like this, if you do a step like this, make sure you wash this thing like crazy. Wash it. I mean, go nuts. Lots of dish soap, and wash it once, dry it, then wash it again. Make sure your hands, like I'm just touching this can of WD-40, I can feel the residue on my hands, and I'm touching this body again. So I'm going to wash this again before I paint it, because last thing you want to do is try and paint this thing and then have your paint job get screwed up. So what I'm going to do is just quickly mask off these windows. Again, I'm going to paint the inside and the outside of this because this nasty muddy green color, I don't like it. And they painted the inside, which is what you're supposed to do. I'm going to paint this black inside and out, and let that cure up, and then we'll be on to decals. Cheers. So that's 2 coats of paint, guys. First coat I put on outside in the backyard. You saw there, just a super, super light coat. And then I had to bring it inside because in the garage here, because it's starting to rain. In a perfect world, if you have a nice, hot, sunny day, the paint really flashes off very quickly. All right, guys, so we're back here in my hobby room, and I had to do a bit of work off camera just because I find when I record and I do stuff on my cars, I tend to make mistakes, and I started making some kind of stupid mistakes. like painting my spoiler the wrong color. You guys might have noticed that while I was in the garage painting it, I painted it black. It's supposed to be red. So here it is painted red. But yeah, I started making some pretty goofy mistakes. So I'll get you caught up on what I did. So I've got the body painted here. Here is our red spoiler. It's still really pretty fresh. Truth be told, I should probably just leave this till tomorrow. Maybe I'll leave the body till tomorrow because I'm gonna make a mess of it. Let's put that on the shelf. Let that cure, leave that for tomorrow. There's more to show you. I went ahead, started painting the driver. I didn't get him completely finished up yet. Got to put some more green on his helmet. Just did like a matte black around his body to sort of mute it. I like the fact that this was silver. I just think it's so cool. So I left that silver, gave him some skin tone, and I'll finish up his eyeballs shortly. Went ahead and cleaned up the wheels. 100% did some, I took my Sharpie, where is it? This guy. So just a Sharpie paint pen, pretty simple, and went over these. I had to do 2 coats, and I've got them just curing underneath my lamp here, which actually gets quite hot. So I did that. I also put some foams in the rear tires just because there was a bit of a flat spot on them. So you can still kind of see that flat spot right there. Hopefully with a bit of time that'll push its way back out with the foam inside constantly pushing it out. Okay, so I got all that done. So lots done. Back to the chassis. Oh, I got the shocks cleaned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rear trailing arm, like the rear trailing arms. I'll get those put back in. Looks like I need to put some paint on these guys, so I'll do that. And yeah, just kind of a little bit of put together to do at this stage of the game. So yeah, I'll start putting this guy back together. Cool. All right, guys, we are back, and here we are with the final stages of our Tamiya Falcon restoration. So let the body cure up overnight. Painted the body black. That's Tamiya PS2 or 2? PS5. Tamiya PS5, PS2, the red wing. Got decals here, MCI reproduction decals. Went ahead, just repainted the back of the lights here. I went with a flat black this time, just wanted to do something a little different. Why the heck not? And here's my driver with his spacesuit on, green helmet, and a pair of pit vipers because it was the 80s. Why not? I found a manual for the Falcon online, so I'm going to be looking at my phone a lot here, and just did some screenshots of where all the decals go, and I'll get plugging away. Enjoy the view.